Hello everyone, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Beginner's Guide. Today I'll be talking about Blue Mage, how to unlock it and how it works. I know this guide has taken a while to come out and I'm sorry about that. To be honest, I haven't really played this job much, so I had to take time to look over available resources before I could make a guide about it. As usual, I won't be giving too much information about this job, but there are a few dedicated places where you can find more in-depth guides, such as the Blue Academy Discord server, where you'll find many guides and helpful people that will help you understand Blue Mage much better than I could in this video. I'll also be covering Blue Mage Blue at times just to avoid the monotony. I wish I had some background footage for this one, but I don't, since as I said earlier, I haven't really done any blue content recently. I'm sorry. Now, to start with the basics, I should throw a disclaimer in here. Blue Mage isn't exactly a regular job. It's a limited job, meaning that it cannot queue for a duty finder and has to instead rely on creating pre-made parties for content. However, you can still do content unsynced by clicking on the cogwheel at the top of the duty finder window, then selecting undersized party. Another result of Blue being a limited job is the fact that it cannot do current content duties. As of Shadowbringers, its max level is 70, so it can only do content up to Stoneblood. In the future, its level cap will most likely be increased, but it still won't be able to do current content. Maybe when the game stops getting updates, so everything will be considered old, Blue Mage will be able to do everything. Who knows? You might be wondering, how do I level Blue if I cannot do dungeons? And the answer is extremely simple. You don't. Whoa, hang on a second. I'm just messing with you, okay? Blue Mage has the passive bonus XP gain to mobs killed in the overworld, so you can kill mobs to level up, or you can ask a max level friend to take you to the highest level area appropriate to Blue's max level, which means that if the max level is 70, you should go either to the locks or in Colusia on the beaches. Keep in mind that you cannot actually level up from mobs higher than level 70, however. It's a restriction put in place so people don't level to max in just a couple of minutes. Once you unlock Blue Mage, you will most likely also be wondering, where are my spells? How do I get more? And the answer to that is going to sound like sweet music to every martial art manga reader out there. You just have to see the mob do it once, and then kill it, and you learn it. Simple, right? It kind of depends. Spells come from most forms of content. That means they can come from open world mobs, dungeon mobs, or even trials or raids. While you can run these unsynced to kill stuff quickly, you'll soon find out that running stuff unsynced and some outdoor mobs have a lower chance to give you your spell than running content synced, which has a guaranteed chance of you learning it. You have 104 spells to learn as of Shadowbringers, and if you're a Pokemon fan, you will want to collect them all. To be honest, some of them aren't exactly that useful, but it's nice to see the spell book filled with spells. You can find the spells book by clicking on character, then going to Blue Mage spellbook. This also has a second purpose of acting as your log that marks down duties that you have completed as Blue Mage. The spell you want to get the most is Ethereal Mimicry. You get this from Farius Sirius Heart, and it's the bread and butter of Blue since the level 60 update. What it does, it basically allows you to select what role you want to play Blue as, either DPS, healer or tank. It buffs you with certain stats or makes some abilities for that certain role stronger. Even though you can only use 24 spells at a time, you will still want to learn at least 100 of them to get the last two totems as of Shadowbringers, Mantra Magic and Dragon Force. You still have the benefit of being in the caster DPS role, so you also get the role actions that come with it. I've already talked about them, however, in the beginner guide to caster DPS, so I won't be mentioning them again here. As I said earlier, I won't go too deep into information. I will link a Google Doc in the description that will show you what spells each type of Blue Mage generally uses, along with the best in-slot gear for it. But for deeper information, I'll also put the link to the Blue Academy Discord server in there. Despite me saying earlier that Blue Mage doesn't really get to do current content, it can still do Old Savage and Extreme Trials, and even has a mount that you can get from doing it. And here's where I'd put my Morbol if I had the group or the time to do it. There's also the Max Carnival, which is basically more or less a challenge mode, and the reason why you want to have all the spells. You'll be required to use different spells in order to beat these challenges, and even more spells if you want to ace specific ones for the sake of achievements. I'll say one thing, even if you don't enjoy playing the job a lot, it's still a good source of alliance seals. Be it from completing the weekly targets in the Carnival or the log, you'll get around 1400 CLs if you complete every weekly target. All in all, Blue isn't really a bad experience. It can be fun once you understand it, and if you have friends to mess around with and do content, that's even better. I personally think that the job content was good, but the execution was a bit meh, especially with the leveling. But I don't think that should detract that much from the job's enjoyment once you get to the meat of it. I could keep going on and on about spells and whatnot, but I feel like the resources I mentioned earlier would explain them better. Now get out there and try it out. It won't cost you anything other than your sanity, maybe. I don't know, no promises. That's gonna be it from me for the guides in Shadowbringers, but I'll still try my best to come up with some videos until the end of the expansion. If you enjoyed watching this series so far, maybe give it a like, and maybe subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the videos I put out. See you next video, take care.